Teleportation is now a reality, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me this edition of Leak Project. I'm your host, Rex Bear. China has actually launched an object into orbit. Now, it's just a photon, but if you've ever done much research into teleportation, it all starts with the photon. So, Mikius is a highly sensitive photon receiver that can detect the quantum states of single photons fired from the ground. And to make a long story short, China, they just shattered their old record. Previous to this, they were able to transport a photon about 60 kilometers. Now they're doing it over 500 kilometers. Starts off with a photon, then it'll be a piece of bacteria, then it'll be human beings, objects. So if you had teleportation technology, in my opinion, if you used it properly, you could take over the world. So if China finds out how to create teleportation technologies to transport their troops from China to DC, and all of a sudden just people, military starts popping out of the bloop, bloop, bloop. So you start seeing hundreds of thousands of these Chinese troops like lemmings going down with all their gear. You could teleport tanks, you could teleport bombs, you could teleport biological weapons, and you wouldn't even need to send in troops until after the fact. So does this technology pave the way for the future of war, 21st century warfare? And also, if you can transport a photon 500 kilometers instantly, why not be able to do it 5,000 kilometers or 5 trillion kilometers or 500 trillion kilometers? When you get into quantum entanglement, everything is connected. So you could latch into any point of the Akashic records at any time with teleportation technology. Star Trek is here. If they're telling us about photons, what else are they transporting? And is I just had a harp on, is CERN and CERN-like facilities, are they used for teleportation? I've often thought that not only is CERN finding the smallest particles, but also opening stargates. And if you can create a black hole and suck in an entire nation into a black hole, that would be weapons of mass destruction, in my opinion. So, first object teleported from Earth to orbit, 500 kilometers. You can read the actual papers from the Cornell University Library. You can read the excerpt or you can get the entire paper. This is after back in 2010 when China had that first experiment where they came out publicly and talked about the photon that they transported. If you can transport a photon, then you can transport multiple atoms. You can transport people, you can transport objects. You just have to be able to break it down at the quantum level and then transfer it to another part of the string. Now, on top of this, how about a universal quantum network where everything is hooked up at the quantum level, being able to simultaneously move from point A to point B? Oh, they don't like you. Boop, you're gone. You're in a black hole. See ya. Quantum network, teleportation, 21st century warfare. Thank you for joining me. Question everything. Be the change you want to see. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ClandestineTimeLord, and exclusive content, ad-free, streamable, downloadable, over 1,000 podcasts, leakproject.com.